So good morning all. My name is Madan Karthikeyan. I work as a tech lead in this is company's Object Automation System Solutions Private Limited. So this is our development center in Chennai. So we have our headquarters in California. So this is also the 30-member team. So this is first floor and second floor. So these two floors will operate. So thanks to AA students, second year students, and also I thank the faculty member, Professor Aparna and Professor Yogesh Kumar sir, for giving this opportunity for this industrial visit. So I'm going to explain about what our company does. So and also we'll be sharing few tips, few projects. So here if you can see Object Automation, this is the company. Next to that you can see something called Open Power Foundation. So Object Automation, three things we do. What are the three things? Technical enablement, development, research and innovation. So these are three things we do. One thing is technical enablement is nothing but academia. So we conduct internship. So a lot of students come here for internship. We provide courses. So here if you can see AI education. So currently everything you are AI students, you know very well. So how the artificial intelligence evolved. It all started from machine learning. So you need to know Python libraries, Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, SQL. Then it evolved to deep learning, neural networks, ANN, CNN, RNN. So now it has come to Gen AI. From Gen AI, it has come to AI agents, agentic AI. So where we create AI agents. Okay. So but to have a career in Gen AI, agentic AI, you need to know machine learning. So you know it well. So you need to know basics of Python and Python libraries. And for deep learning, you need to know PyTorch and TensorFlow. Those are frameworks. So these are AI and Gen AI education we provide. So apart from this, you can see open power training. So here I am going to share few things which may not be related to your AI ideas. This is mainly for people who are interested in chip. So we do two things. So our company, Open Object Automation, we focus on AI solutions and chip design. So chip design is mainly basically useful for triple E students and EC students. So what is chip? Everywhere we use chip. So you're using a mobile, there is a chip. You're using a transportation in a car or vehicle, there you have a chip. So now, previously, we used to depend on other countries. Now in India, we are indigenously manufacturing chip. So lot of companies are investing in India to manufacture chips. So recently in Gujarat also, Tata, they established a chip plant. So in India, in Tamil Nadu also, they are going to start some chip manufacturing plant. So there are a lot of openings for students for chip related things and all these things. So next is certification. So I'm going to give explanation about certification. So for example, we are partners of Microsoft. So we are partners of Microsoft, HP, Dell. So for example, you are AD students. So what are things you can do? So after finishing and doing a placement, so for what job titles you can opt for? So you can become a data analyst. You can become a data engineer. You can become a data scientist. Okay. So for all these things, I'll explain what you need to know. Then certification. So for example, you may get your certification, BTech, AIDS, and also you may join some institute for taking some course. That certification there. In addition to that, there are some certifications provided by various companies like Microsoft. Suppose you know that. So now everything is in cloud. So there are top three cloud service providers: Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud Platform, and Amazon Web Services. Can you tell me what is cloud? Can you say what do you mean by cloud? So everything is you will be having a subject called cloud computing maybe in future semesters. Just want to know. So what is cloud computing? What do you mean by what the cloud? Anybody? What is cloud? Yeah. See, there is no right or wrong. What are your assumptions? So what are your come to? What are your aware of? Please tell me. What is cloud? Yeah. I think so. She has some answer. Web search. Okay. No. Yeah, just want to take your opinion. Web search. Okay. Any other answer? Okay, so I'll just talk about cloud. Okay, so we are partners of Microsoft. We are using Microsoft Azure. So cloud is something bad. So for example, you're using Gmail. When you send mail, you attach a file. Where is this file saved? They say cloud. Okay, so you have OneDrive. In Google also you have Drive. They give some GB space. Okay, so you're using YouTube videos. So when you search for any music or anything, from where is it fetching the YouTube videos? Where it is stored? They say it is cloud. What do you mean by cloud? So cloud is nothing but it is a physical location. Okay, so you know library. So what is the library? It is a collection of books. So you have a lot of racks in library, but you have a building, you name it as library, you have a lot of racks. In racks, you have books. Similarly, when it says cloud, it means a physical location. It is called as data center. You call here library, here you call it as a data center. So there also you will have a lot of racks. But inside the racks, on top of the racks, you will have cloud server machines. Because we need to store large amounts of data. We need to process large amounts of data. So now you, as you know, you're all AI students. To create a machining model, we can use GPU, CPU. But if you want to do some deep learning models, Gen AI process and all, we need to have large amount of processing power. That is available only in server. Okay. So using cloud. So cloud is nothing but it is a physical location, like a building. It is named as data center, where you have lot of racks. In each rack, you will have cloud server machines. The main purpose of cloud is to store large amounts of data, to process large amounts of data. So this is the definition of cloud. Okay, so we have top 3 cloud service providers: Microsoft Azure, Amazon Web Services, and Google Cloud Platform. So YouTube, they use GCP. But where, so the data center, it can be anywhere in the world. So for example, we are using Azure. We have 3 regions: North India, Central India, South India. Okay. So we can choose. For example, you may work in an IT company for a US client. You may be working from India. There may be some restrictions, data. So they want the data to be stored in US. So what do? There are a lot of resources. You can choose a region like Central US, East US. So what will happen? Whatever data you're uploading to the cloud, it will be stored in the data center in that particular region, East US. Okay, you can choose a region. So this is the cloud. Cloud means a data center. So this why did I talk about this? Because Microsoft, they provide a lot of certification for data engineering. So Microsoft certified data engineer. So when you show the certification at the time of the last semester to the prospective employer, you have a high chance of getting a job. So apart from your degree and other courses which you do with from various institutes, these are certifications provided by companies, global corporations like Microsoft, HP, Dell, Databricks. So how many of you know Databricks? That's the company called Databricks. How many of you know? So you're all the second year only. That is why I'm sharing all this information. So how many of you know Databricks? Yeah. Database management system. I'm talking about Databricks. Databricks. It's the name of the company. Okay. So Databricks also, they provide certification. So I told you, for AI students, you can become a data analyst. To become a data analyst, you need to know Excel and some BI tools like Power BI, Tableau. Okay. Then to become a data scientist, what you're doing, you need to know Python libraries, machine learning, deep learning, Gen AI, agentic AI. So until now, it is agentic AI. So you start with machine learning. So to become a data scientist, you create models. So you need to know all these things. To become a data engineer, you have to know the knowledge of cloud. You can choose anything, Microsoft Azure, anything. So Databricks is another company. It's like another AI company where they provide certification. So Databricks certified engineer. So for example, any Microsoft certification, you have to pay 4,865. Whereas for Databricks, you have to pay 20,000. So, but when you pass the exam, for example, Microsoft data engineer, you have to pay 1,000. You have to get out of 1,000 marks, you have to get 700 marks. If you pass the exam, you will be getting a certificate, Microsoft certified data engineer. So when you show the certification to the prospective employer, you have a high chance of getting a job. Why? Because it is certified by Microsoft. So there are a lot of certifications. Why am I talking about? You can see certification. So a lot of certifications provided by global companies. Databricks is also one company. So maybe anybody wants to become a data engineer, because for a data scientist, data analyst, data engineering plays a very important role. Why? Can anyone tell me, for a data analyst, data scientist, data engineer plays a very important role? Can you tell me why? So you want to become a data scientist, must be some people want to become a data scientist or data analyst. But to become for these 2 roles, the data engineer plays an important role. Why? Okay, so you have any idea what is data engineering? Anybody has any idea what is data engineer? So what are things we need to know to become a data engineer? So, okay, what do you want to become? Yeah, you can sit and answer. What do you want to become? Data? You want to become a data analyst. So who wants to become a data engineer? Anybody wants to become a data engineer? Okay. So for data engineer, So what they do is they create pipelines. They create data pipelines. There's something called ETL. Do you know what is ETL? You have come across the word ETL? Extract, transform, load. So why the data engineer plays a very important role for data analysts and data scientists? The raw data is messy. Okay, so 80% of the time we spend on cleaning data. So we drop some columns, we rename the column, we change the data type. There must be some missing values. We have to substitute those missing values. So all these things, who does? The data engineer does. So he turns the raw data which is messy. He cleans this. He does the transformation. He gives the good data to the data scientist for creating a model, to data analyst to infer decisions. So data engineering plays a very important role. Okay. To become a data engineer, we need to know SQL. Okay. So a knowledge of SQL is very important. So you're all secondary students. Irrespective of whether you want to become a data engineer or not, try to learn SQL. So daily, maybe in 30, 40 hours, you will easily get a intermediate knowledge of SQL. So how to create a database, how to create a table, what is primary key, foreign key, fact table, dimension table, all these things are essential because all of our data, whether you're all ADS, machine learning. So most of it can be CSV file, Excel file, but most of the data will be in the form of table, database. So we need to know how do you fetch data from the table, select, create database, insert. So the knowledge of you have to spend around 20 to 30 hours on learning SQL. Okay. So if you know SQL, it will be very beneficial for data scientists, data analysts, data engineering also. But data engineer is a must. So data engineering, they are among the three. Data engineers are paid more. The CTC, cost to company, they get more salary. Okay. So whichever profession you want, you can choose. But I'm just telling you, if you want to become a data engineer, you need to know SQL and Python. So a knowledge of SQL is very important. Other subjects can learn. So she said she wants to become a data analyst. So most of data might be in tables. So knowledge of SQL is very important. Okay. So certification. I talked about Microsoft certification and database certification. Okay. Then COEs. So what is COEs? The expansion of COE is nothing but Center of Excellence. So like your Valliammai Engineering College, SRM Valliammai. So a lot of institutions, universities, they create Center of Excellence. So what does it mean? A specialized thing. Like for example, chip lab, AI lab, robotics lab. So where they procure order software from various companies. So it is an exclusive lab, like Oracle lab. I have been to various colleges. Oracle lab, AI lab, chip design lab. Okay, these are some of the labs. This is called Center of Excellence. So this is one of the things. Among the three strategic pillars, this is one of the things. Then development. So like you want to develop some software, any project, any project. So this develop AI, that comes under development. So AI and such a semiconductor. I told you AI and chip design. These are two things we focus on. Object detection. So semiconductor, it is for ECE triple students. Okay. Maybe if your friend, brother, sister, they are doing ECE triple, you can tell them there is a lot of opportunity for ECE using chip design. Okay. Then enterprise guys. Then research and innovation. So here, if you can see the word quantum computing. So next 10 years, it is going to be AI, chip design, and quantum. So you learn now. I think so. You'll be learning machine learning. Okay. So you create machine learning models with the help of CPU, GPU. So now there's something called quantum machine learning. So this is bit, binary digit. You use computers. But quantum computing, they use something called bit. So try to acquire some fundamentals of quantum. What is quantum? How can you do the same machine learning problem using quantum machine learning? So try to. So what is your college time? 8 to 3:55. So yeah. So daily spend around 1 to 2 hours in upskilling. Okay. So don't waste time after your college hours. Try to acquire skills. Okay. This is the thing. So here, if you can see quantum computing, so a lot of research are being done. So quantum computing, advanced semiconductor research. Nothing but chip. Then AI plus HPC. So now we are doing a project related to a combination of AI and HPC. HPC nothing but high performance computing. Okay. Okay. So here, if you can see our company logo, Opera Automation. So we focus on AI solutions and chip design services. So this is the website. So for any information, so we provide a lot of courses. We provide internships to students. So any information you want, you can visit our website. So we have more information. So you get a more detailed information. So Object Automation, Open Bar Foundation. So Open Bar Foundation is a foundation from IBM. It is a non-profit organization. It is mainly for EC and 3D students. So for chip. So there are some paid tools in colleges. The students cannot afford. So there are a lot of open source tools. The students can become a member of this organization. So now the future is going to be AI, quantum computing, and semiconductors. So next decade is going to be AI, quantum computing, semiconductors. So what is the motto? You can see the motto on the left hand side, or caption. Build AI, build artificial AI, build AI infrastructure, deploy it anywhere. So yeah. So now this is our vision. So we are trying to create AI-ready compute platforms. So we do a lot of projects. So we have to create those platforms. So open semiconductor ecosystems. So again, this is for EC3 students. Open semiconductor ecosystems, quantum enhanced company solution. So instead of using a machine learning, how do you use a quantum machine learning? So quantum enhanced company solution. Then industry specific AI application. So there are various industries like finance, healthcare, manufacturing. So how do you create AI applications with respect to those industries? Then so future workforce. So you're all going to be the future workforce. So how we create programs. So how do you make our future workforce employable? So I gave you some tip. Learn SQL, learn computing, cloud computing. Okay. So you're all Valliammai students. Do you have an email ID? Valliammai@Valliammai. Do you have any at Valliammai email ID? Or using Gmail? You have a college email ID at Valliammai. So then you can create an Azure account. So Microsoft Azure, they are creating a free 1 year free trial for students. With your college email ID, you can go to the Azure page, you can create a free account. They give $100 or 9,000 rupees of credits. So some services are free. Some services are chargeable. So they'll direct from the 9,000 rupees. It is valid for 1 year. So try to acquire knowledge on cloud computing. Okay, now you're second year, right time. So focus on getting certification, learn SQL. So let's see. Maybe I'm giving some tips. Take from your seniors or take from other people. So and also like learn some language, foreign language. So now a lot of people are learning BTech, BCSE. So how does you get it? How do you learn into job? What is the probability? So you have more probability if you learn a foreign language. So I know one of my friends' son. During his last semester, he got a job in Japan because he also did the same thing like CSE, ADS. So, but he learned 3 levels of Japanese: level 1, level 2, level 3. So, Japanese language. So here you have Alex Francis, French, Max Norton, German. So try to learn something which is going to be act as a differentiator. So everybody is learning ADS, MCA, all these things. So how do you have a more chance of getting a job? So we learn a foreign language. So you may get a job in Japan. So now not restricted, it's a globalization. All jobs are not restricted to Chennai. You can work in Hyderabad, Bangalore, Oregon, Noida, Delhi, and also in abroad, Japan, Germany, Europe. So try to learn foreign languages. So this is you are in the second year, lifetime. Okay, so my suggestion, learn SQL, get certification from various companies. Okay, then learn a foreign language. So by the time you come to the 8th semester, you have a lot of chance of getting a job, a high-paid job, a good company. Okay, so you can also work in Japan. So that is one thing. So these are we create future workforce development programs. So we conduct a lot of courses, GenAI courses, data engineering courses. So after this session, they will be sharing the brochure. So we conduct GenAI courses, we conduct data engineering. So we are partners of Microsoft. So we also conduct courses on Databricks. Okay. So here, if you can see our vision. Next. So here mainly, here we're talking about 4 layers. First is semiconductor layer, applicable to ECE, triple students. So that open power, it is the non-profit organization started by IBM, mainly for students to have open source tools. Then infrastructure layer, AI clusters, HPC, high performance computing, hybrid cloud. Then we have intelligence layer, Gen AI, agentic AI, industry LLMs. So what is an LLM? Okay, what is the large language model? Very good. So what do you mean by large language model? Yeah, very good for expanding, giving that expansion. So what do you mean by LLM? Can you give me some name, a model name? Have you used any other model? You use ChatGPT. Okay, ChatGPT is a product. So which model have you used? So okay, fine. Okay, so our Chennai engineers there, Rahul, he'll talk about all these things after this session. Okay, so later on. So then LLMs, the future layer. I talked about quantum computing. So now next ticket is going to be quantum computing and quantum AI. So it doesn't fast. It doesn't work faster. That's the main difference. So where is this used? It is used in manufacturing, healthcare, education. All this is government also. Next slide. So yeah, the next slide. So in short, you are all AID students, second year. So you can join the revolution, AI infrastructure revolution. So AI Center of Excellence. Whatever I talked about, I'm just showing you in a snapshot. AI Center of Excellence, Semiconductor and Chip Design Labs, Open Power AI Infrastructure, Quantum Computing Enablement, Workforce Development. So how do you develop your workforce? Certifications, research and innovation partnerships. So you should have a curious mindset, research mindset. So we have come here for industry visit. So we should have some agenda, like you should come with some questions. So what is it I will going to ask? So do you have any questions? So what is the purpose of coming to the industry visit? Can you tell me? What's your name? Dhanushri. Huh? Dhanushri. No, sit down and answer. Dhanushri, yeah. What is the purpose of an industry visit? Anything. So you should come some agenda. You should search in Google. So industry visit gives what? So what is it you will get gain from an industry visit? So we are an IT company. We deal with AI and chip design. So the purpose of an industry visit, what is it? So in your mind, what is the purpose of an industry visit? Yeah, anybody can answer. Real-time experience. Okay. So here I'm going to talk about. We are going to give only tips. So yeah, I'll give you real-time experience. So after the session, so every session is going to be 1 hour. So after 1 hour, I want everybody to give a review. So this is our website, automation.com. Please give a Google review and also post it in LinkedIn. So I want you to so you create. So because network now what is happening is network. So network is your net worth. So you try to contact with your seniors. Try to talk to other department people. So you are AADS. There may be CSC. There may be other EC students. Try to talk with them. Okay. So try to build network. Try to connect network. So LinkedIn is one platform where you can network other people with your similar things. Okay. So now most of the companies they are recruiting through referrals. So try to create a network. So I suggest after this session, so we'll finish this in another by 12 o'clock. So everything this session get over by 12 o'clock. So I want everybody to put a review in Google. So what is it? I want to you want to put your Google review. Then also I want you to post an article in LinkedIn. Okay. So yeah. So, so here, if you can see, we are so for people who are doing Chennai course, okay. So Chennai course, we are giving access to University of Oregon server. So these are the universities and colleges in US. So we give access to University of Oregon. So we create a student ID. We provide them access to University of Oregon server. Why? Because we need server access to process large amount of data, to store large amounts of data. So these are some of the companies, but we are providing student access to University of Oregon. So these are the course offerings, AI, machine learning, deep learning, all these things. Software development, FTP. So recently we went to South University for an FTP. So workshop and certification. So certification is very important. So get a certification from Microsoft, Databricks. You maybe ask your friends, ask your ma'am. She may be giving you some information. Okay. Yeah, next one. Yeah, any questions, please ask me. So I'm going to talk about a few more in another one. Any questions you have? Okay. So now I'm going to explain our company in general with the analogy of a tree. So what is a tree? For a tree, the root is very important. So like similar to tree, for students or working professionals, your foundation, what is going to be the foundation? It's going to be the training. So training provided from your faculty members, training you provided from various institutes, and you're voluntarily learning something. So training plays a very important role. So it is one of the foundation for you. Next is mentorship. So I think so every college they have mentor mentee. So make use of your mentor. So ask questions. So make use of your mentor. So she is the right person to guide you. Okay. Then hands-on projects. So now every company, those days, after your degree, you work for company, there you gain there you do projects. But now, what is that expert? Something called PL300, Power Base from Microsoft. Okay, with business intelligence. So she can also take certification. So Excel knowledge is very important. Apart from that, to become a data analyst, you have to take some certification. You have to acquire some BA knowledge. Whether it can be a Tableau, it can be a Power BI. So since we are Microsoft, I'm telling you can take a certification from Microsoft. It's called PL300. Every certification, it have a name. It has a name. So data analyst associate. So out of 1,000 marks, you have to get 700 marks. The certification is valid for 1 year. You have to pay 4,865. Online you can apply. You will get certificate from Microsoft. So you get lot of chances. Okay. So you can show your certification. Microsoft certified data analyst associate. Okay. So yeah. So any questions you have? So I think so. You will come with some explanation. Please ask me some questions. So I want you to ask some questions. Okay. If I don't know, I'll ask my other colleagues to answer your question. So what are your expectations when you come for industrial visit? You have come with some explanation. Okay. So what is your explanation? I gave some brief information. What else as a student do you expect in an industrial visit? Okay. So I'll come back to you. So the last 10 minutes is going to be the students' feedback. So I'll be calling students from girl students, boy students. They will come here. They have to share the feedback. Okay. Thank you very much. So I'll ask. So here he's from SRM Valliammai. He finished BEC. Yeah, Ajay, you can hear. So we have a lot of interns who have completed from various universities. So he completed his EC from SRM Valliammai. He's doing internship. So I told you, next 10 years it's going to be AI, chip design, quantum. So you just he's going to give you some sharp knowledge on chip design. Okay. So always an interdisciplinary approach is very important. So AI plus chip. I told you, and AI plus HPC. So high performance computing. So he'll share some few things on chip.
So guys, I'm Rajendra. I'm from SRM Peter. So I'm doing an internship here in chip design team. So I will give an overview of the chip design, how actually the chip is designed and manufactured. So what we're working on also we'll explain to in that. So what is actually a chip and where it actually used is that you can see the applications of a chip. You can see your smartphones, laptops, and any like EV cars anywhere you can see. There's inside a chip, small chip in that. That's like actually like a brain of that device. So without that chip, you can't imagine like any device, electronic device. So how the actually that chip is designed, will actually see that thing. This is the semiconductor in the industry position. It means that you can see the first thing the TSMC, Samsung, UMC, they actually the foundries. That foundry actually the after designing our chip will send to that foundries and they will fabricate our chip any like in the size of the nanometers. Uh, and the second thing you can see some companies called IBM and Nvidia, they like actually designing the chip. So actually the Nvidia is famous for their GPUs and the Qualcomm is famous for the Snapdragon SoCs, and AMD is famous for the CPUs and GPUs also. And you can see for the manufacturing of the chips also you need some machines, right? Advanced machines. That advanced machines will be that will be provided some companies like ASML. ASML is a company where it will provide one machine called photolithography machine. It will print it will print the chip in the on the silicon wafer. That thing. And the how actually the chip is what we can see in the 1947 we do, like in the chip you can see one small transistor. The transistors are there are billions of transistors embedded in a single chip. So that transistor is acting like a switch. So that switch will be represented it will be on or off only. If that is on, that's a one. It is off, that is zero. So in that way, the switching will be happening in the in one small chip. So in the before transistor, there is a called the vacuum tubes, which is responsible for that. After that, will be the small there is a small slowly transformation where the vacuum tubes to the ICs, the indicator circuits in the and then transfer to the microprocessors. The microprocessors is generally from the Intel company. The first microprocessor is a 4004. And after that, there's a term called VLSI. That's a very large scale, like very large scale integration. It means that the millions and billions of transistors will be embedded in a small chip. That's called VLSI. Uh, After that chips will be you can see multi-core computing, which means that you can not like the CPUs and GPUs, they will be integrated into a single chip or not like a separately. After that, now there are it's not you can look at what is Moore's law. The Moore's law is like Moore's is the scientist who actually introduced one term called for every 2 years in the single chip the transistor count will be doubled every 2 years. I think in the now we are in the stage of the billions, around the 10 millions like the transistors. We can see the evolution from the vacuum tubes to the ICs to the microprocessors and to the VLSI. After that, this this is a nanometer technology. What is the nanometer technology? The size of the you can see the first in 1971 you can see there's the size of the microprocessor is the 10 micrometer. But now we are in the stage of 3 nanometer technology. Now, not only 3 nanometer, the IBM they recently released 1 nanometer technology also. That's that nanometer and after that, these are the companies which actually design the chips. Like not every company will design every chip. For every application, there will be chips for example, you can see for GPUs, for the CPUs, the actual companies are from the Intel, AMD. They too are responsible for the CPUs, and the GPUs. The Nvidia and AMD are responsible for the designing of the GPUs. And at Qualcomm, they're actually doing the SoC called Snapdragon. You can if you buy a smartphone, the latest Android phone, in that you can see that there is a processor called Snapdragon only. The Apple for their phones and laptops, they will have their own IP. there are one CPUs and GPU and SoCs. They won't be and they will use their the CPU called ARM, like ARM company CPU. And the Samsung, they're responsible for the RAMs, the NAND flash memories, and like, for the microchip company, also it's called embedded system processors. They are responsible for that thing. This I think this actually it's called a SoC system on chip. So the in the it's like CPUs and GPUs and other peripherals, they will not be into they will be integrated into a single chip and they will be communicated with the using a bus or that's called interconnect. Uh, After that, how can we design a chip? There's a flow called ASIC design flow. In the first thing before designing a chip, this is there's a called system specifications. So before you're designing a chip, you should have some like what is actually that chip can do for which application that chip actually design. That specific using that specifications, their architecture, the design architecture for that. And after that, they will write an RTL code in Verilog or on like VHDL on system Verilog. That's the hardware description language. And for that RTL, they will do the verification. That's called test bench. That verification, after doing the verification, then actually the RTL will be converted into the some logic gates, and then they will get a netlist file. After the netlist, after getting that netlist file, they will actually doing the physical design that's called actually designing the converting the RTL design like RTL code into a actual chip. How first of all before converting that into that entire netlist into a chip, they will have some floor planning where actually like it's like a plan. So where actually all the logic gates, all the logic cells will be placed into that. After that, there's a plan. There's a convention called power planning. Where for that plan for the like floor planning, you will give it some power grains and so that the power will be entirely the that power will be distributed to the entire chip. And that after that, all the logic gates and the cells will be placed onto the chip. So for every chip, usually usually have a clock. Using that clock only, that the all the cells will be active, and that all the cells will after that in the routing cells will be all the cells. They will be they will be uh, like connected with using VDD and VSL, and after they will check the timing closure whatever they will, is actually all the time like is there violations happening or not in that they will check that. After that uh, 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 they will go for the physical verification that's called DRC and LVA, where you can before designing a chip you will have some files called link files and left files that are from the foundries. After the in physical verification you will check this is that designing the chip that should be actually meeting with the actually the rules of the files or not. You will check that and you will get a GDS layout. You can see that layout after doing a physical verification. That's a paper. Uh, Actually, you can see the rings and VDD, VSS. In between that, you can see the chip in that. After that, this actually we are working on this one, the microwatt and the these are the two CPUs from the IBM company. They're working actually microwatt. It's actually built using the open core ISA. That ISA like it will tell you about the what type of instruction, what the type of instruction it will have, and the microwatt it will be executed that instruction, and it's like open source. You can take that. You can find in the Google only. You can take that GitHub and you can repo. You can take that repo and you can clone that one. You can build. You can add any peripherals into that link. Yeah, this is what we go thing. So thank you, guys.
So thanks, Arjindra, for giving explanation on chip. So I think so you have some idea on how a chip is designed from scratch to output. So now I request Rahul, our Chennai engineer, to give a demo on Chennai. So we have developed a product called micro. Yeah. So it's something related to HR. So what do you do when you when you ask when you give a when you want to search for a job, you give a resume. So the resume is based on job description. You will be having multiple resumes. So based on each job description, you create some resumes. Okay. So you give the resume manually. So instead of manually giving it to the HR representative, so what we can do, we have done an automatic process. So we can submit a resume to the thing, our product. It automatically shoot questions based on the LLM, as I said. Based on the LLM, it will create questions automatically. It's going to be dynamic. So for each student, it will be a different set of questions, coding, test of listening. So you're going to explain about that.
So good afternoon all. So like now I'm going to take you through the development projects which are working on like related to generative AI. Okay. So like Sir mentioned, like now we are like developed a interview board called Veritron, and still it is under development. Like we are trying to implement new features into that. Okay. So we will first look into what we have done till now. So basically, what you have to do is like this interview board. It can be used for hiring people either for job opportunities or internships, or you can also use them for your placement trainings. Like during your third year or final year, you can get trained with this interview board. So which will try to help you to cover up with your resume, whatever your skills or projects you have mentioned, and related to your job descriptions also, and even with coding also. This can be helpful for training you. So once you are in the first registration page, like you need to like enter your basic details like your name and email ID, and after that you will be coming down. So you will be selecting your role, like your preferable role, either a software engineer or IAM engineer or a cloud or DevOps engineer. So it depends upon your skill sets. Okay. So after that, when you come down, you have to select your total experience, and after that, next we have a like you need to upload your photo, and you have to upload your resume. So like this interview bot, it consists of 4 rounds. So first round you will be having like a aptitude test. Okay. So the aptitude round, it consists of quantitative, logical, and communication. So each and every section will be having 10 questions. So all these 10 questions, they will be generated with the help of LLMs. So nothing like any like whichever question is going to be displayed to you, it is not something as of static. So everything is of dynamic. So everything is generated by LLMs alone. So once you have completed the aptitude test, so like you have to submit that particular round. So now the evaluation happens in the background, so that you don't have to wait. So you can move on to the round 2. So round 2 is of resume based interview. So you might have uploaded your resume. So you might have like mentioned your skills, your projects, your certifications, right? So from that you will be having 2 questions from your resume, and one is of basic introduction question. So you need to add like attend these 3 questions, and from there you will be moving on to the third round. So third round is of a job description based interview. So where based upon the like role you have selected, you will be getting 3 questions based off role fit, technical, and behavioral questions. So based upon your job description. Okay. So all these questions, they vary based upon your experience. So like a fresher, they may have some questions so much lighter, more suitable for a fresher. So who is on mid level, they will be getting related questions to them. So the difficulty of the question changes based upon your experience. Okay. So from there you will be moving on to coding round. So coding round has 2 problem statements. So each problem statement they will be having two public test cases and three hidden test cases. So like once you have completed your coding round, so you have to pass all these five test cases. So once you pass all these like test cases for the two questions, so you will be done with your final coding round. So with that, the entry bot will be done, and your overall performance can be seen through our admin dashboard. Okay. So do you have any questions in this? No questions. So who are interested to take up this interview call? So anyone is interested to take it up? No?
Okay. You said the link.
Okay. So another product which we have developed is a chatbot. Okay. So for our object automation website, we wanted to create a chatbot. So because to automate the customer support helpline. Okay. So whosoever they come into our website and they want to inquire about our course offerings or our product development and all our offerings, so they don't need to like call up take up the phone number and call up and like to us. So what they can do is they can go straight away to the chatbot and fill in their details. So from there, whatever the conversation they have with the chatbot, they will be stored in our database. So from there, we can like like make the future proceedings, like contacting them for the offerings whatever they have discussed with us through the chatbot. So how this chatbot is built in behind the screens is, so like it is built based upon something called RAG architecture. So RAG is nothing but retrieval augmented generation. So it is a architecture part of a generative AI. Okay. So this RAG architecture, it basically consists of a pipeline. So which is of ingestion, embeddings, indexing, and connecting with retriever and generator. Okay. So to start with the data ingestion part, like it starts with like loading and extracting the data. So the main purpose of the chatbot is because setting up a chatbot is to like my AI system, it should be able to answer question related to a particular organization, because like LLMs, they do not have a capability to like get knowledge of my internal organization's knowledge. So what I can do is like I will be collecting my organization's like data, and I will be either storing them in a like external database, or I can extract them from directly from the websites and whatever the knowledge is available in them. Okay, so to do that, I will be using some Python libraries to extracting my content from my website. Okay, so first I'll be like gathering my data for my chatbot, so either from my website or my external database. So from there, like I will be performing chunking. Okay, so why the reason I'm doing perform chunking is all these LLMs, right? So they have something called context length. So like these LLM models, like they will be having something called context length. So whatever the input you are giving in, whatever the output it's giving out, so they will be like in a range of either 100k tokens or 200k tokens. So it varies upon the model. So that is what known as context length. Okay. So like let me say my like input data is of 500k tokens, and my LLM model is only capable of like getting input of like understanding the input of 200k tokens. Okay. So my remaining 300k tokens will be left out, because my LLM doesn't have the capability to understand it. So I don't want my the remaining data to be left out. So what I can do is I will be performing chunking. So where I will be splitting them into either 100k tokens or 200 tokens. So it depends upon our use case. We can define them. So how much the chunk size should be. Okay, so once I perform the chunking, so now my model will be able to capture that like data and fully understand the context of my input. So from there, it will be moving to embedding model. So all these systems, right, systems, they need to understand our data. So they cannot understand our data in form of text. So we need to convert them into form of numbers. So here we convert them into form of high dimensional vectors. Okay. So with the help of an embedding model, we will be converting our input data into high dimensional vectors, and from there like they will be like each and every vector will be having an index, and they will be sent to a vector database. Okay, so after that, now I need to set up another pipeline where my customer, whomsoever is coming in, they will be asking some question. So again, the system needs to understand them so that they can build up an answer. So whatsoever the question is coming up, I need to convert them again into an embedding, so that when I send them into the vector database, they can compare them in terms of number and get me whatever the data is related to my user query. So they can later they can send that to LLM for building an answer. Okay, so once the user query is converted into embeddings, they will be sent to the vector database. So we will be performing semantic calculation, like using cosine similarity. We will be performing semantic matching. So whatsoever I'm having my user query. So what are the data are related to my user query will be retrieved from the vector database using cosine similarity. So once they are retrieved, like along with the retrieved context question, and I will be setting up some constraints for my LLM, like how it should act, like it should whether it should answer something not related to my organization, or like what is the conversation style tone it should follow. So all these constraints I will be setting up. So all these three retrieve context, user query, and these constraints will be sent to the LLM model. So with using this all these inputs, LLM model will be generating the final answer. So which will be displayed into the front end. Okay. So this is the how most of the chatbots are built, and most of the chatbots you are using are working using this architecture only. Okay. So any questions over here? Any questions? Any doubts? No questions? So another product which we are working on is Cladbot. So Cladbot, it is a university partner. So like you can either access them through a web app or a mobile app. So it is a university partner, as I mentioned. So under one application, you can manage all your university necessities like attendance, your class schedules, or if there is any event happening in your university, you can also see them. And like if you have any exams coming up, so that can be also posted, and you can also getting notification regarding that through the mobile app or through emails. And we also have the capability of connecting them to the LMS, like a learner management system. So once we connected them to the learners management system, so whatever the course you are enrolled to, you can use the AI chatbot. So which is built in this application to get you can get educated on your enrolled course. So if you have any assignments or any quizzes, you can come to this AI chatbot, and you can ask whatsoever regarding your assignments or quizzes. You can get answers from those chatbots and get educated, and you can finish up your quizzes or assignments. And also you can track your performance like CGPA, like how you are doing like in each semester. So all those details can also be seen through this application. So and whatsoever like the session, like during the session your staff is using, if he or she like using any course content or material, so they can like that can be also downloaded through this app. So once your faculty upload them under the resource hub, so from there you can download that particular material, and you can use that for any future learnings. So any questions over here? No questions? Okay, thank you all.
Thanks, Rahul. Okay, so now we are going to come to the end of our session. So students' feedback. So I'll be so anybody want to come here and give your feedback, suggestions? Yeah, I'll pick randomly. If you're going to come voluntarily, okay. So this is also nice opportunity only. So public speaking or talking in front of, so you're all classmates only. So everybody come here, talk your what was your expectation, was your expectation met, feedback, comments, so that we can improve. When next batch comes, we'll implement your suggestion. So yeah. So let me pick up. What's your name? FC, please come here. So I'm going to call few students from girls and few from boys. Yeah, so we have, please share your, yeah, it's writing down. You can stand here. Yeah, it's getting YouTube live. You can also watch it in YouTube. We'll share the name.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you, sir, for having us this industrial visit. And the introduction also was very nice about your company, and you told us about the importance of AI and chip design. It was very useful, and we got to know very well about the chip chip design and its evolution from the early 2000s till now. And you also explained about your products. We found that to CladBot and InterviewBot useful. You should be sure to try it. Is the CladBot free or is it some subscription?
No, like we will be providing them to universities. Through them you can use them.
Is it free to use or any subscription?
No, as of now, like we are not giving straight to the students. So, like like we will be providing them to the university. So once if your university is okay with our product, so they will be deploying them to you. So from them only you can use them.
After getting, we make sure to use it. Yeah. This was useful. Thank you.
Feedback. Yeah. So can Tanishri can come and speak few words. Yeah. Tell your opinion. So what is it? She gave some feedback. Feedback, like what we should expect and what she found useful. You can. I'm going to randomly pick everybody. Yeah. Last 10 minutes, always students' feedback. Yeah, this is a nice opportunity. See, why am I picking students is you have to talk. There is no perfection. You are coming here and talking yourself. It's getting YouTube still. You can also show to your parents also. Yeah. So this is the first time. No problem. Just speak your whatever you saw. Tell your opinion. Please speak louder. Facing them. Yeah. What's your name? Then she's going to talk about what she felt useful. Yeah. பேச்சு வந்து நீங்க இயற்கையா பேசுங்க அவ்வளவுதான். இதுல மனப்படலாம் பண்ண போறது நத்திங் ரோட் லேர்னிங். ஸோ யூ கோட் ஷேர். எதுக்கு நம்ம கூப்பிடுறோம்னா இது ஒரு பிளாட்ஃபார்ம். ஸோ நாளைக்கே உங்க ஃபேக்கல்டி உங்க சொந்த ஏதாவது ப்ராஜெக்ட் கொடுக்குறாங்க, ஏதாவது ஒரு இனிஷியேட்டிவ் கொடுக்குறாங்கன்னா நீங்க எடுத்துங்க. பிகாஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் யூ ஷுட் டேக் இனிஷியேட்டிவ். எவ்ரி எக்ஸ்பர்ட் வாஸ் ஒன்ஸ் அ பிகினர். ஸோ இன்னைக்கு வந்து நீங்க பேசியிருக்கீங்க, நாளைக்கு பார்க்கும்போது நம்ம பேசியிருக்கோம், 10 வருஷம் கழிச்சு பார்க்கும்போது எனக்கு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இங்கே தான் பேச வாய்ப்பு கொடுத்தாங்க, இதுல தான் இம்ப்ரூவ் பண்ணிட்டேன். ஸோ தட் இஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் ரூம் ஃபார் இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட் ஃபார் எனிபடி. சரிங்களா? ஸோ இது ஒரு ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி, நீங்க பேசுங்க, அதான் பேசுங்க. கிளாஸ் அப்புறம் பேசுங்க பேசுறது என்ன தேவை ஆஃபீஸ் போனீங்கன்னா கூட ஒரு மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் போங்க மேனேஜர் பேசணும் என்ன சல்யூஷன் பேசணும் நீங்க ஐடி இருக்கீங்க யூஆர் டிஸ்கஸ் யுவர் டீம் மெம்பர்ஸ் ஸோ டாக்கிங் கம்யூனிகேஷன் இஸ் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் திங் ஓகே ஸோ டூல்ஸ் ஸ்கில்ஸோட கம்யூனிகேஷன் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் நீங்க கரெக்டாக கிராமட்டிக்கலாக பேசணும் அவசியம் இல்லை ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக வந்துடும் பட் பேசுங்க அவ்வளோதான் தட்ஸ் நோ பர்ஃபெக்ஷன் எதுவுமே பர்ஃபெக்ஷனாக கிடையாது நம்ம பேசுறது தான் அவங்களுக்கு புரிஞ்சுச்சுன்னா போதும் அவ்வளோதான் நீங்க சொன்னது ஆடியன்ஸ்க்கு புரிஞ்சாவே தட்ஸ் கான் திங் வாட் ஆல் யூஸ் ஒர்க் இட்ஸ் வெரி அங்க பார்த்து பேசுங்க ஏதாவது ஒரு லைக் சொல்லுங்க பரவாயில்ல நீங்க வந்து கேட்கலாம் ஒரு லைக் பேசுங்க
The opportunities for the you first days
okay sir no that's okay any project see when he gives a project also things don't worry sir thank you okay what's your name please come here so thanks for your feedback see you doesn't come from your heart everybody you're going to speak from your heart so automatically pressing your name is Janani.
Yes.
She will speak some few words about today's industry visit.
First of all,
You can speak, you can see that. You are addressing the audience.
we all get to know about the network within the object automation, and also we all got to know that Gen AI has more scopes in the future, and also up to coming 10 years, AI will be more. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So anybody from the girls side voluntarily want to speak? So already 3 people. Okay, I'll call. Okay, you come here. What's your name? Dheeraj. Okay, I'll ask Dheeraj to speak. Say a few words. So this is a nice platform. We are providing a platform for you to speak. One நிமிஷம் பேசுறீங்களா உங்களுக்கே வந்து ஜாலியா இருக்கும். So you're speaking to your friends.
Good afternoon.
You understand?
So what we expected in today's highway is what we studying and how it is reflecting in our industrial place. So we expected that I want you to address it, sir. So what we studying and what it is useful for our industrial space. So we want to note that at that point of view. So we learned that data analyst, data scientist, and data engineering, what we required to achieve that space. So we learned something new and what we required for that particular job related things. So thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dheeraj. Yeah. So what's your name? Yeah. What's your name? Inba Tamil. Please come here. Please say a few words. Speak. Say a few words. So they're all classmates. Yeah.
Good morning. Now the industry is a very the industrial was
என்ன எதிர்பார்த்தீங்க சொல்லுங்க. You share your feedback. See, positive, negative. So you share. We take the input.
நிறைய சொன்னாரு அது நான் வந்து நிறைய கத்துக்கிட்டேன் இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்ணணும். தேங்க்யூ.
Come inside. What's your name? Yeah, please come, Guru Prasad. So with Guru Prasad, we'll end this session. The next batch will come. So meanwhile, you can all visit our website. Please share your Google review. So you can open your mobile, visit our website www.objectautomation.com. Please post your Google review, please post a comment, and also try to create a blog. So now, why am I asking everybody to come and talk is communication is very important. Okay, so there is no perfection. So if you are making a day by day, you will improve. Okay, today is the first day. Okay, so similarly you want to write. So I request everybody to write a blog. So you came to Object Automation for industrial design. So start writing and post it in LinkedIn. Okay, so now what you can do, all of you open your mobile, just put it in Google, put a review about Object Automation. That's the first thing. Then when you go home, create a blog. So writing is also a skill which is necessary. So create a blog on today's industry design and you tag Object Automation. That is the company. Okay. So now we can now give a Google review. Yeah, you can speak. Sorry.
Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, all. This session was very interesting and understanding what understanding what all are explaining on the company system. Nicely explained what are certificated. So will be asked your subjects platform with certificate post. Thank you.
So you're asking a question. So when you want to hire a candidate, what are the skills an IT company expects? So they expect skill basically. So your basic is your degree. Okay. So apart from that, you should have done some hands-on projects. So that is very important. So whether it's a GenAI project or a Power BI project or a cloud and Azure project, so you should have done some projects to showcase and you have to explain. Okay, so they'll definitely question your project. So they will understand when you try to explain what are the tools you used, those things. So try to get some hands-on projects and real-time projects, and you should be able to explain to them. Okay, so learn the basic skills like Python, SQL, cloud knowledge, BI tool. These are as of now essential and foreign language, which I know. Maybe some ma'am may say you guide you. She has experience. She may tell you some other skills to acquire. So after your college timing, try to acquire skills so that you have a high chance of getting a job at the end of 8th semester. Okay. So thanks students for coming for this interesting visit. Thanks ma'am for bringing the students. So you can all go down. So next batch students will come here. Okay. So maybe in another 1 hour we'll finish this. Thank you all. Please put a Google review. So use your mobile phone. Visit object-automation.com. Put a comment. Then create a blog. Tag at object-automation.com. Anything?